Let's take a look at both of these setups. We can see a tremendous alignment issue here. I'm standing on the photograph to the left. I'm standing parallel to what her target line was meant to be, or straight down the bucket line that you can see here on the right picture. She walks around the ball and gets aimed so far to her right that the ball ends up way back in her stance, and she gets in an awkward and jammed up position. Now you can see that if she's trying to hit to those buckets, which is the red line going out towards the buckets, and she's lined up way to the right of that, she's got herself in a position that's very tough athletically to make the club work. Let's just start by looking at the swing on the left side first. We're going to see is quite a bit of sway off the ball. Rather than turning, she's just kind of swaying back, coming up on her toes, straightening the right leg. Notice how much the left arm is bent here. Well over 90 degrees. She's lost all the width in her swing. Now, we talked about that when we were together with on the range. And she pulls the hands in real close to her body here. Makes it real difficult for her to go back and find the arc. So what she does, she dives down to the golf ball, and her elbows are still pulled way apart, not keeping that triangle intact that she had set up at the beginning of the swing. And then she sort of flips and breaks down right about in here, where the club is just kind of falling out of her hands almost. There's no arm extension. What we'd like to see here is both arms nice and long, so that she can make a good turn through the ball. Now let's watch the other one. She's now again trying to hit to that white bucket out there at the end of the red line. And she's going to lift up and sway off the swing. Notice the club face is she's still trying to get the club face pointing towards that bucket. Now she's almost straight up and down. The left foot is coming way off the ground. Now here's the collapse. Right there. See how tight that arm is pulled in. There's no hinge in the wrist at all. Let's move this over a little bit. You can see that at this point right now, I would much prefer the club to be on this angle to her arm, so that she's got a little bit of a hinge going there. Now she's going to come down, and now there's that body movement again where she slams the foot back on the ground, comes down, and tries to hit the ball with the head of the club rather than just moving through the shot. Now the ball's going obviously a little bit left of where her alignment is, but right of her target. She hit this pretty solid, which is good news. So we've got decent athleticism, good hand-eye coordination, but we've got some fundamentals to work on here. Now we know where to start. If she comes back next week or two, what we'll do is we'll get her in a proper setup, and we'll probably use a little bit of a strap to hold those elbows together a little bit on the golf swing.